time is so short. Okay, Dan and I will be together for the rest of our lives, and their childhood is so limited, and it is going to go by in a blink of an eye. When everybody tells you they are going to grow up fast, believe them, because this is something that everybody says.
No. Ooh, that's better, right, babe?
Yeah!
Yeah. She founded an architectural concrete company.
He founded a $100 million clothing company.
She took the world by storm as a social media star.
He took the world by storm as a famous serial entrepreneur.
Together we started a business.
And had babies.
Now we're figuring out the best ways to do both.
Join us as we learn from other entrepreneurs going through the same life struggles.
As they share their life hacks about success, love, kids.
And everything in between.
Everyone wants to live on top of the mountain. But the happiness and growth comes from climbing it. Quote by Andy Roon. A family who plays together stays together.
Welcome to the Pretty and Punk Podcast. My name is Dan Caldwell. I'm your host, and I'm here with my beautiful wife, Ildiko Ferenczi.
Why'd you say
Because
it?
because you're looking at your phone and you aren't paying attention to the podcast.
Ildiko Ferenczi, just let me say it.
Thank
I thought
you.
for once.
Because you've been scrolling on your phone. I'm telling you, we're going to start this podcast. And
I'm
we
getting
did this
back
a few
to
podcasts
messages.
ago. I said, I'm going to start the podcast. Okay, so I started it. So I had to say your name too. I can't miss a beat. Okay?
You're fired.
So today we have another great podcast for you guys today, and we're talking about 9 old-fashioned ways for couples to bond. We want to bring it back. We're going to bring back the old stuff, pre-iPhone.
The reason they're saying there's not, there's 9. We came up with 9 things, but they're the old-fashioned things that people used to do in the olden days. Why?
Well, olden days is like... It's like not that long ago, okay? It's not that long ago.
Back in the day before we had devices, and they're saying that we should...
before iPhones.
That we should re-spark these things, that we should do these things. So we're going to... It's just a fun episode, and if you're not doing these things, give it a try and see what happens for your marriage. Does it cause a spark?
And I'm already looking at these. I'm like, this is like a warning letter, like a shot across the bow for me, I think. Isn't it? Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, it's been a while since I did that one. Yep, don't think I ever did that one. I don't know about that one.
Well, yeah, but we came up with that.
I did this one actually recently.
Mm-hmm.
So let's...
But before we get into the show...
But before we jump into the show... Hey guys, we hope you're enjoying today's episode of the Pretty and Punk Podcast. And if you are, and you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, it just takes a second. It means so much to us because it really helps the podcast get out there to more listeners like you guys. And if you know anybody it might help and you can send it to them, we really appreciate that too.
We also love and appreciate your reviews. Even the babies look forward to them every day. If you share this episode on social media today, don't forget to tag us. We want to celebrate you because we know it's not easy being a parent in business, and the way that you juggle things makes you a superhero. That's worth a shout out. Together, we have a community of our personal followers as well, and we just want to put it out there. We want to show everybody that this juggle is possible, and you are our family, and we're so proud and grateful to have you a part of this family. So don't forget, all the links are below in the show notes, and thank you again, and let's get back to the show.
9 old-fashioned ways couples used to bond
that we need to bring back.
We're going to bring them back.
We're going to take a trip down memory lane.
Somehow I think I'm going to take heat over this. I'm looking at you. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because we're romantic.
Well, yeah, but I can already tell you, number 2, I haven't done.
I know, and that sucks because that's one of my favorite things that I came up with.
Well, okay. Well, okay. Well,
love
that's
it.
like I said, it's a shot across the bow. It's something I got to get better at.
Okay, so number 1, love letters.
Yeah. I've written a few of those. I always write nice cards, okay? Right?
Okay. But
Do
I
you
have a
ever write nice
friend,
cards?
I have a friend whose dad always wrote their mom love letters. Always.
You know what? Writing is, we've lost the art of writing because now we write emails and we write texts and we do all these, there's other ways to write. So we
Right.
haven't taken a pen to paper in so long that people just don't do it anymore. And like,
Right.
I mean, I
It
know.
makes me cry when
it's
the
been a while
kids
since I've done a
draw
nice letter.
letters for me or write. Danielle's writing now, so it gets me emotional. I'd have to say I like it, and also send them to just because you guys live together. Send it, mail it for special occasions. Have something come in the mail. We don't get things in the mail that often. I mean, from each other.
Yeah, that's changing.
So it's a nice little surprise.
That's changing because that's, now again, everything is by email. So people aren't sending things in the mail anymore. If you notice, like you used to go out in your mail and there'd be like literally a full hand of junk mail and regular mail and bills and whatever else. But now nothing comes in
And
the mail anymore.
businesses take advantage of that. I know this is a relationship episode, but
If you have a
bring back
business,
the mailers.
bring
Why
it back.
not?
It's a lost art. Okay, love letters. So I'll get better at that. Number
There's
1.
something romantic about them.
I know, you're
Receiving
right,
a love
you're
letter.
right.
Also, if you're not great at communicating verbally, some people aren't.
I'm a better
That's their
writer.
way to. There's this gentleman that I know that writes his feelings down every morning to his wife because he has a hard time putting it into words. And another thing that I saw that was really touching, didn't we just watch this on the news? There was a gentleman that passed away, and he wrote little messages, but he sent his wife, what was it, her
Flowers.
7th year of receiving roses in the mail.
Yeah,
After
before
he
he
had
passed
already
away, he
passed.
knew he was going to pass, I believe.
yeah.
and
He had the C
he
word.
paid the florist for they don't know how many years, but at least 7 years because she's been getting flowers for the past 7
Yeah.
years after his passing.
Yeah,
They were
so
an
that was
older
really
couple, but that
sweet.
was really sweet. I thought, man, that guy, he
Put
should
some
win an
thought
award.
into it. Yeah.
And picnics. So there's number 2. There's the one I haven't done.
I love picnics. I have such great memories of picnics. When I was a little girl, my mom loved picnics. We'd go to the beach, but my mom hated sand. So we would always find a nice grassy area with a tree. And she would always prepare. I loved picnics. And actually for Destiny one year, it is all the rage right now where you hire these companies and they set up the most beautiful spread, and they have little teepees, like lace teepees. They have beautiful blankets, and they do these beautiful arrangements for parties and birthdays and dates and engagements. A lot of this stuff goes viral. So sorry, somehow the kids are out of bed. Guys, you got to get back into bed. You have to.
I think the last time we threw
I
a
love you
picnic
guys.
was
You
in
gotta go to bed.
Vancouver at, what's the big park out there by us? The big park.
Stanley Park.
Stanley
But we
Park.
did it for Destiny at Laguna.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did do
Yeah.
in Laguna. Okay.
I actually hired someone,
You
and
did.
they made the most beautiful.
You were on it.
You were on it. It
there.
was your birthday,
It was
silly
your birthday.
girl.
Remember we had the picnic
You had
people come out?
cupcakes and a cake.
I'll show you pictures.
and-
You'll remember.
Oh, she don't remember.
It was beautiful.
You remember,
As soon as
right?
she sees it, she'll remember. She
Okay,
wants
we'll
to
do it again. I love it too.
should've never
If
brought
Daddy
it up.
doesn't want to come, then we'll just go ourselves.
Of course I'm coming. We had the best stuff there. All the stuff was great.
We had a picnic before that, but the one that we had on her second birthday was at the beach.
You're right. And then before that, Daddy, we had a picnic with Erwan stuff, remember?
I don't
Oh, yeah.
In
I remember that.
Malibu.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so we did a few picnics.
Wasn't very
I'm thinking of
special.
picnic basket. You know, I'm trying to find. I don't own a picnic basket, so I must not have had. But you're right. You're right. We did get stuff together,
Yeah.
and we had a picnic.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not so bad after all. So at least okay. Dancing the night away. Here we go. Here's another one. Here's another one I haven't done. Well, what are we doing? Shooting across the bow again.
I love dancing. Dancing's my favorite. So dust off those dancing shoes and hit the dance. What's that?
Dust off those dancing shoes and hit the dance floor, right?
What do you wanna say?
Well, I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon. But
Why not?
because I mean, we can go dancing, but are we bringing the kids with us?
No, it's talking about dancing around at home.
Oh, we
I
do that
guess-
all the time, though.
I know, but it's special. It's romantic.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a great pose. You look amazing, but you would look even better cuddled up in bed.
Yes.
You
Can we
got to
get-
go into bed.
Yes, it's late, guys. You got to go to bed. Oh my goodness. The struggle is real, people.
Okay,
The
what
struggle
Daniel
is
wants
real.
to say something to the podcast.
We had, remember that picnic that you had the blackish picnic blanket?
Yes, the leopard print one.
And we brought like a sandwich.
Yes.
That was in Malibu, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It was at a park.
Yes.
We did it by a tree.
Yes,
Yeah.
just like Grandma used to do.
It's the perfect picnic.
That was. Okay, can you do me a favor?
But now we're on dancing,
Can you be the
and now we're
man?
past dancing.
And Mommy loves to
can you-
dance with you guys.
If you guys aren't great dancers, if you do this in your house and nobody sees, it doesn't count.
It doesn't matter. It's just a way to
It's
be
just having
close.
fun.
I love dancing. Okay, sweet angel, can you go
I'd
take your sister
I'll
to
slow
bed?
dance with you any day of the week.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
I'll take you up on that.
You just need to do it more. That's all. It brings out your playful
Okay.
side.
What's it? Is number 4 mine? Stargazing?
This one, I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I love stargazing, but I'm afraid of wild animals. There's like, I always think something is lurking
Well,
in
I
the
always got a
dark.
gun. I don't need it. Doesn't matter.
Scared. But we will be stargazing because we are going to go. There's this luxury cabin that we're booked at for, we're probably going to do it for your birthday. But we're also,
There goes the surprise.
but we're also going to do, I think, a night or two giveaway for one of our audience. So just
great.
this is almost a setup because it's
yeah,
reminding
I saw the
me.
pictures of it. That place was awesome.
Stunning,
That was beautiful.
stunning place. It's in a guarded community, but it's out in the wilderness and it's gorgeous. It has
yeah.
a community
Yeah, we're going to give away like 2 nights or something, right?
Yeah, and it's
So
a
you guys stay
luxury
tuned.
property.
Don't miss this.
But it is actually the ladies that have this property. It's a place to go to heal. Like they don't use toxic chemicals to clean it. Everything is so well thought out the way that they designed this luxury home. So I think we'll be doing some stargazing there, maybe on the patio where it's nice and safe.
That's one thing when you're in places like that,
Mm-hmm.
you can see like shooting stars that you can't
Right.
see when we're in the middle. I mean, Malibu is nice and granted,
but remember
it's still,
when I
you can't
took-
see any shooting
I
stars
took
out
you
there.
guys for Daniel's birthday to that ranch place, that luxury
Oh, yeah.
ranch place
That's-
in Malibu that was just up the street from us.
Well, that's deep Malibu, so that's a
Right,
little further.
but we were still stargazing there.
Yeah.
In safe areas. But yeah, there was definitely wild animals out there. But I just loved how when you drove up to this ranch, there's these chandeliers hanging from the tree.
Yeah.
Just so
and
stunning.
I remember they had to look out for mountain lions up there and bears that.
Yeah, exactly. So
mountain lions, I
that's
think it
why
was.
I'm nervous to just. I don't want to tell you. Go,
It's okay.
Go,
I'm not gonna
just
let any
go
mountain
lay
lions
in-
get you.
Go get a blanket and lay out in the dark. I'm always afraid of stuff lurking in the dark. But my mom had tons of properties when we were growing up, and there was lots of, I guess, forests to explore, but I was always nervous.
All those things are in the middle of not middle of nowhere, but just out in the wilderness. So
Right.
yeah, I could see where you
It's
guys could be a little worried if you don't have
there
something
was
to protect yourself.
There was one property that she had in a place called Seashell. She bought a beautiful property there right next to the ocean, and there was a river right beside the house. And I used to play in that river until a neighbor said, listen, I think it was around 9 years old. The neighbor came and she said, listen, your daughter should not be playing. And the river was right next to the house, but they said that they saw a cougar drinking from that very river. And my mom just I couldn't imagine someone telling me that my kids are playing in the river where the cougar drinks, the local cougar.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Be
Yeah.
careful stargazing, but do it on a balcony.
But it sounds like fun.
something.
I'd like to go see one of the shuttles, one of Elon Musk's rockets take off out there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that might be fun, right? Mm-hmm. This is yours, number 5.
Board game nights.
We do that.
We do that with the
Yeah,
family.
we have a bunch of board games, and
but
that's
we've
because we
never
got
really
young
done
kids
it
and we like to play
together.
with.
So
Yes, we have.
not just you and I.
Well, yeah, because we got 2 little
I
minions
know,
attached at our hips.
But we can let them go to bed and then we could play a board game.
Oh
so
my gosh, you think they will stay in bed if they know we're about to play a game? Like, we can't even keep them in bed. We're doing a podcast. Like, this was the whole plan. We'll put them to bed. And how long did it take them to get to bed? They knew we were doing a podcast. They were not going to go to bed.
And I promised myself, because I said, I'm not going to go to bed before we do this podcast.
So we're here doing the podcast.
Yeah.
And I love a good board game. I'd love to play a board game with you.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Let's play chess or
Let's do it.
let's play an adult game like Uno or something.
Monopoly.
Oh, you leave Monopoly early because I smash you every time.
Stop.
Okay.
I just want the kids to win.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is mine. Hand in hand walks.
We do that.
Yeah, I know we do that, but I didn't want to have to say it. I
Why?
want to say like drive-in theater or something. Where's that one?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like an old drive-in theater. Like that's one I was thinking of. It's not on here, seriously?
No, we forgot to put it on there.
So let's make it 10. My thought was, let's find, there's limited numbers of drive-in theaters. You probably count the number of drive-in theaters on 2 hands in the United
kids, when
States
we
now.
drive, the kids fall asleep. So it's perfect.
Yeah, you get them in the car, you start up the car and keep it nice and warm in there. And
Yeah,
watch
they fall
and
asleep every
They
time.
pass out in the back seat, and
Then we get the
then we
date.
get to Huggles and Nuggles.
But I do like the walks. I love taking walks.
Yeah, we do walks a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially around here. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's simple. Wherever we are.
Yeah,
I feel
wherever we are.
You
Different
can't go
places have
wrong with a
different views.
hand-in-hand walk.
So guys, get out there and go on a walk.
Yeah, and you can make your own coffee. I have my own little coffee cups, and you make your healthy.
I like to
Well, I
steal one
don't
of my
drink
kids'
coffee,
scooters.
but my husband likes coffee, so I try to make him the healthiest coffees, mushroom coffees, raw milk, and all the protein in there.
I love those coffees.
And for me, I do matcha. I like matcha.
Cooking together. This is another shot across the bow.
I
For
think
sure.
we need to do this.
Okay.
I know
I'm not the
Dan's.
cook.
Well, I think he had
I'm a
this
barbecuer.
idea of maybe it's a girl thing, but the more I talk about it, because my European family, you can't get more manly than the men in Europe. Okay, like they've been through hard times. I'm not joking now, but I'm talking about they've been through the war. They're the manliest men that you will ever meet, but they know how to make a fierce paprikash, goulash. They, they can make it in the kitchen, but they also have these, what are those big outdoor pots, and they cook cook the goulash, and they brag about who makes a better paprikash or goulash, and they cook
we
with their
barbecue
wives. I know, but I feel like because my grandfather and my grandmother, they had their butcher shop and they did everything together. They cooked together. So that rubbed off on the kids. And basically everybody in our family friends in Europe, they cook together. And it's a very loving atmosphere where they're nourishing their children and they make the healthy food from scratch. And I love, those are some of my best memories when I go to Europe. And I still remember my mom and dad used to cook together when he was a great family man to our family. So I just want to bring that into our life. And I have such a great time cooking with the kids.
Maybe we'll take a cooking class.
Or I could teach you let me teach you how to cook the food from my country.
Okay, that's fine. Or, I mean, I'm a...
Magyar bableves, goulash, paprikás.
Okay. If you want me to
mindent
barbecue,
megcsinálok neked.
I can
De
handle
jó?
that. I'm not the best cook inside the kitchen, okay?
I'll teach you.
I don't have
You'll
it.
be spectacular.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Take me through it. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to learn anything. Surprise dates. I feel
like I'm more of the surprise date person than you.
Yeah. Well,
we can work on that.
I surprised you going to the UFC a few
Yeah,
months
you
ago.
did actually.
Okay.
Actually, that's true.
But that was kind of a date.
That is true.
That was kind of a date for me. I feel a little guilty calling that a date. Surprise, we're going to the UFC fight.
For your birthday.
It wasn't your birthday.
I'm just kidding.
Stop. But like, I get it. But it's hard, because we were out in Utah at the time, and I couldn't
It's
leave.
okay.
We didn't have any place to leave the kids,
Right.
so it was just a little harder at that time.
No, but it's fun. The one thing I do really love, and I know a lot of my friends, because they're kind of in the same situation as I am and was, where their parents are older and they're in a spot where they're taking care of their parents. So when they go on the getaways, they're bringing their kids with them. And because they're so young, it's just what we do. I don't think I could feel comfortable being in a foreign, if I'm visiting a place and I don't know anyone there, I'm not going to just call up a babysitter, just especially with all the darkness and stuff that's going on in the world. I would not relax one time on that day. I just wouldn't relax. I'd have anxiety. I'd be thinking about them all the time if I left them with a stranger. If I had family, like someone that I trust and know, that's a different story. But I not in this time.
I think it's between cell phones and the craziness, weirdness that's going on in the world. Between those two things, you either got a babysitter who's got her face in the phone, and isn't paying attention, or you got somebody who's you hear about these babysitters who go running off with kids or selling your kids or doing weird things with your kids.
Especially through our podcast with a lot of gentlemen and a lot of women that are healing from things. Things have happened in the past when they've been babysat. And a lot of times, here's the scary part, a lot of times it's family. And I just hate hearing something like that. So, do what's comfortable for your family. Bring the kids. Who cares what people say? We always have a really great time. We have children. I hate saying the word. I don't even know why I'm saying Maybe it's I don't know. Anyway, bring the kids. If it makes you feel comfortable, our kids are used to going to fancy places. Plus, time is so short. Okay, Dan and I will be together for the rest of our lives, and their childhood is so limited, and it is going to go by in a blink of an eye. When everybody tells you they are going to grow up fast, believe them, because this is something that everybody says. So you bring them with you on vacations and stuff while they're young.
Yep.
I will forever cherish those moments. I don't think when Dan and I are, the only ones in the house and I'm in the shower washing my hair, I don't think I'm going to look back and say, I spent way too much time with the kids during their childhood. I just don't think that that's going to be my reality. I'm going to be thanking God for those moments because I know how precious it is. Okay. My brother died in a freak accident, healthy as an ox, smart, had the mayor wanting to have him become a politician, brilliant, actually. Way smarter than me, way smarter, like book-wise. He memorized everything so quickly. His homework, he didn't have homework because he was that smart. Me, to get my A's and my honor roll, I had to study for a long time. And he was just taken away, just like that. Boom, he died suddenly. So for me, I will never look back and say, dang, I spent too much time with my kids. Never.
I think that's the fun of it most of the time is that I love seeing
being
their
around
reaction
them.
to everything that we do.
And it's almost like I get to relive my childhood
But
again.
it's not just us. We're together too. Yeah.
We are together.
And so we're enjoying ourselves.
But we love being...
As much as I remember being on big roller coasters a long, long time ago, hey... I love the little kiddie ride too.
I do
it's
too.
Okay. I have fun on it because I see my kids are having fun and we're all having fun together.
I think we're in that era where we just really appreciate and love being parents. I don't know. That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah. Who don't love Mr. Toad's Wild Ride?
What? But what's the other one that I had so much fun on?
Who don't love the teacups?
What was the other ride?
Anybody
the
can
one
have
that
fun
takes
on the
forever,
teacups.
but I had so much fun.
Which one? At Disneyland?
Oh,
It's a Small World. Yeah, who don't love It's a Small World?
You'll be singing that
I was just
song
reading
for
an
a few
article.
weeks
Some
after.
streaker running through got up in the
please.
middle of the boat.
No.
Jumped up on top the thing up where the little kids are and took off all of his
Stop.
clothes.
There are children listening. That would be
I
trauma.
was like, somebody got so tired of that ride moving so slow, they lost it.
I love that ride. I love it. I love it. Next one, reading aloud. We don't do this to each other. And this reminds me of like Little House on the Prairie, but to each other.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll do this. I don't know. I think
Okay.
we should try it. We listen. We read our own books.
We listen to books together.
And the way that we indulge in a book together is we'll listen to it on audio.
And we dissect it together.
Right. But
Pause
we've
it.
never read to each other. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I guess we've lost because you know why?
Why?
Because I get that back. We own books; they're all in storage at that other storage now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't
Well,
have.
we
any
have
books.
a lot of books.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the reason. I mean, we have a ton of books, but I feel like when I'm cooking, I'll put on an audio book and you'll be doing your thing. Like,
Yeah.
It's not that you're not around, like you're there, and then we'll listen to the book. I'll be cooking, the kids are there, the kids are listening to it too. But I think it'll be a different experience because they say there's an intimate feeling about reading to each other, and you get to experience a deep connection. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll try it, and we'll let you guys know how it goes.
And it's going to spark meaningful conversations, which we already have.
Yeah, we do that with our
from
audios.
But
I get it.
We'll see. Let's try it.
Let's try something. We'll try something new.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I mean, you had your drive-in, and I love going for drives. We used to do this when I was little, and I think
I like the penned letters too. That's something that's interesting.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's probably something, those things you kind of forget about and you haven't done because you kind of forget because it's a lost art.
Right.
And people aren't doing it anymore. They don't pen letters and write. Imagine all those letters. We're a collector of letters. So, we have George Washington letters. And in case you guys didn't know that, we're a collector of letters, old letters. And we have Lincoln letters and George Washington letters and letters from all these great people, Theodore Roosevelt. And we save those and collect those. And it really is kind of something that you have to think about that people don't pen letters anymore.
Yeah.
So people aren't going to be able to collect things like that 100 years from now from today's people because not many of them have written anything.
Right.
They all write emails, and you might see an email here or there.
Well, you're even forgetting about cards lately.
Cards? What are you talking about? I don't forget about cards.
The other day, I used to get such hurt feelings. He'd get so busy, and then he'd do the gift, but then sometimes he'd forget a card. So what was it, Valentine's Day or something? I'm like, I bought a card for myself. I didn't really look at it, but I just bought it. That way I won't have so I'll buy the chocolates and the cards, chocolates and the presents. But I'm like, I want a card.
Well, you always get something with your flowers, a card with your flowers or something.
Yeah, that's true. But
I guess you're right. You're right, but I got you a card last time.
Yeah.
And I always write you a nice card, and I did write you a nice letter this time.
Yes, you did.
It was just on paper.
I love it. So and then there was the mixtape, but we didn't write that one in because it's not really.
Well, because nobody
has
how do you make a mixtape anymore?
I don't know. I saw that and I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
It is a great idea, but how do you even make a mix? Maybe you could do one on maybe Spotify allows. You'd have to send a link. Send a link to somebody like, hey, we're gonna make an old-fashioned mixtape. Here's the link to the Spotify. It's all download this. It's my mixtape. Okay,
it's
well,
so late at night. We have the giggles.
It's so fun.
But then, hey, if you have the mixtape, you can pick all your favorite songs and then we can dance to that.
Well, yeah, okay. Okay. We'll dance that.
Do you have any ideas? Send us some ideas. Have fun with these things.
Yeah, if you have any ideas for old things that have been lost to the test of time and people just don't do anymore that really could, spark something in your relationship, give us a message on Instagram. We'd love to hear from you guys. And we thank you guys for listening.
God bless you.
And share this with somebody if you know anybody who could use some of these things in their life. And we'll see you guys next week.
God bless. Take care.
Have our episodes of the Pretty and Punk podcast been changing your life? If they have, click the blue thumbs up button below. Don't forget, hit that red subscribe button below too. Check out more of our video. God bless. Love you. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Pretty and Punk podcast. See you next week.